Hi students, today I will be talking on MBA students from good institutes joining banking sector and banking jobs. Now when I look at my students, when I talk to most of my students, they are a little averse to joining banking jobs. And so basically all of us know a few reasons, and one of the important reason is that most of the banking jobs are relationship managers and jobs which actually require a lot of sales and cross sales. So basically that is something which you may be doing in a banking job for a very long time, and that is one of the reasons it is not a very preferred role amongst MBA students. The second thing is that, of course, the compensation growth and the career growth in banks is a little less than some other sectors. So the reason is that, so first of all, banks operate at a very less margin, and also the number of employees, the number of headcount, manpower is too much, where you talk of thousands of people and so on. So that reflects on the compensation growth and the career growth and the promotions that you have. So I feel these are the two basic reasons why MBA students from good institutes do not prefer banking jobs. I would also like to touch upon the future of the banking industry. And, I would not talk about AI and, AI eating up jobs and so on, because that is possible and that happens in, may happen in any sector. But basically, the challenge with the banking industry is that it is fast achieving stagnation. Now, there is a limit to the number of accounts that you can open, or the number of customers that you have, and of course that makes the sales part even more difficult. And on top of it, any service or any offering that you give to customers is has to be approved by the regulator. So the regulator has to kind of, or the regulator, the requirements of the regulator are very, very important in a banking industry. But let's not jump to any conclusion before we look at the other side of the coin, which is what are the positives of joining a banking job. The first important thing that I have understood is that, the kind of skills that you actually gather in a banking job are immense. So basically, I mean, you become good in networking, customer handling, sales, marketing, of course, things like disbursements and all that, so credit. So you get an exposure to a lot of areas and lot of fields, and you also get chance of a good networking. So now, since we talked of stagnation earlier, now what happens is, if you feel stagnated in your career, it is very, very easy to switch roles, because as a banker, you are welcome in many other industries, including FinTech, including multinational banks, sales roles, and, customer facing roles, and also, core banking roles, like rather core credit roles like underwriting and so on. So basically that is what, that phenomena or that advantage is there if you are in a banking job. The third biggest advantage that I would like to talk of is stability. See, when you're working in a sector which gives you a fast growth in terms of compensation or promotions and all, the fear is it comes with the risk of being redundant and layoffs. Now that is something which in a banking industry has an advantage, that it grows at a slow pace, but there is a certain amount of stability in a banking job. And of course, not to talk of the perks that come with a banking job. And one important perk that I feel is that you get interest free or very low interest rate loans. And if you are plan to work in a bank for a long time, that is very very helpful, and kind of adds to your CTC. Then, of course, the fact is that the banking industry can never be obsolete. A fast growing sector may also be fast fading. In the last few years, we have some sectors where people worked, gathered skills and all, but they faded away. So that is not there in banking. So banking is an industry which as such may not be obsolete so easily. So basically, now my piece of advice is that you should consider these pros and cons. Talk to people who have been working in the banking industry, and also look at what are your skills, what do you like to do you like to do process driven jobs, or you want creation and innovation in a job. So basically, let that decide the your goal and whether you want to go in a banking industry or not. Hope this would be of help to you. Wish you all the best.